Hello guys, welcome back to Legal Medicine channel. So today I'll be discussing on the topic called cotrimoxazole. Basically, cotrimoxazole is an antibiotic that is used in treatment of several bacterial infections, and I'll be talking about those infections in the coming slides. And also I'll be talking on the mode of action, the pharmacokinetics, the uses and adverse effects of this particular drug in detail. So coming to cotrimoxazole is a combination of two drugs, that is trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole. Coming to its mechanism of action, basically these two drugs inhibit two enzymes, that is folic acid synthetase and dihydrofolate reductase. And in normal circumstances, the bacterial cell or any cell for that sake uses PABA, that is para-aminobenzoic acid, and then converts this particular substance into dihydrofolic acid using an enzyme called folic acid synthetase. Okay, and then this particular DHFA gets converted into tetrahydrofolic acid in the presence of an enzyme called dihydrofolate reductase. And this particular THFA has an important role in that particular bacterial cell. So what it does is that it acts as a carrier for one carbon groups, and also this particular THFA is necessary for many biosynthetic pathways such as amino acids and nucleic acids. So basically, this is required for amino acid production and also nucleic acid metabolism. Production of nucleic acids, various nucleic acids for that sake. And also this is an essential precursor in thymidine synthesis pathway. So all these are very important pathways that is required by the bacterial cell in order to grow and also in order to metabolize properly, in order to replicate properly. Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to inhibit these two enzymes so that PABA doesn't get converted into DHFA, and finally DHFA doesn't get converted to THFA. So basically, if you use trimethoprim individually, this inhibits the enzyme called dihydrofolate reductase, and then sees to it that the DHFA doesn't get converted to THFA. And if you use sulfamethoxazole individually, this acts on folic acid synthetase enzyme, and then this prevents the conversion of PABA to DHFA. But then individually, if you use this drug, it has an effect called bacteriostatic effect, but not bactericidal. So what we do is we use this both in combination so that we achieve an effect called bactericidal effect rather than bacteriostatic effect. Okay. So coming to its pharmacokinetics, these both drugs are used in combination because their pharmacokinetic properties of individual drugs, the pharmacokinetic properties of the individual drugs are too similar. They both are very similar to each other, and including their TRs. So what we do is we use them together in combination. And coming to mode of administration, oral and IV routes are being given, and the drug gets well absorbed in the gut. And trimethoprim concentrates very well in acidic fluids like prostatic and vaginal fluids as well. So in prostatic infections and vaginal infections, you can use this drug. And mode of elimination is the drug gets metabolized in the body and is eliminated through kidney. And coming to its adverse effects, trimethoprim is the mnemonic that you'll have to remember. Okay, that is, this particular drug causes adverse effects like thrombocytopenia, rash, itching, megaloblastic anemia, elevated liver enzymes, tremor, hypokalemia, oral soreness, peripheral neuritis, renal impairment, myelosuppression, stomatitis, and glossitis. And because megaloblastic anemia is there, we tend to see stomatitis and glossitis. Okay. And coming to uses, it is used in upper respiratory tract infections. It is used in UTIs, that is urinary tract infections, used in the case of toxoplasmosis, typhoid, pneumocystis jirovecii, chancroid, nocardiosis, and diarrhea. Coming to chancroid, normally it is caused by H. ducreyi, and the drug of choice in this particular case is azithromycin. But then we can even use cotrimoxazole as it is equally effective as azithromycin. Coming to typhoid, fluoroquinolones and third generation cephalosporins are the treatment of choice. Normally, we tend to see that the doctors prescribe fluoroquinolones, or they go for third generation cephalosporins. But then cotrimoxazole is also equally effective to these two drugs. And coming to diarrhea, fluoroquinolones are the drug of choice in that particular case, but then cotrimoxazole can also be prescribed as it is equally effective. And coming to UTIs, RTIs, cotrimoxazole is the drug of choice. Most of the time, cotrimoxazole is being prescribed. These are the uses of this drug. And that's all for today. Entire cotrimoxazole, I've discussed pharmacokinetics, mode of action, I've discussed about uses and adverse effects. So if at all you get this question in your exam, if at all you get this question in your MBBS exam, pharmacology, if you can write all these things under these side headings, then you'll be scoring good marks. And also normally, this much is enough for you to understand. Okay. And thank you so much for patiently listening. Thank you.